Start it up, everybody. Hump day? You guys know what day it is. What day is it? Hump day. Come on, Eric. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Vibes are high. Vibes are right.
Live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle, DNVR. We got a great show for you lined up because we have a great game for you lined up. This is the biggest game of the year. Since Monday.
Dude, finally.
There you go.
It's up to us usually, but we brought a big game for you this time.
True. That's true. I wasn't going to give you a little game. You know, it's Revenge Week.
Oh, bro.
Revenge Week technically started on Monday.
I believe
the week.
I thought it
was Statement Week.
But I'm saying it's evolved into Revenge Week because the Nuggets lost to the Thunder on Sunday, a.k.a. last week.
They did not make a statement.
This week, they have to get revenge on the Thunder, revenge on the Wolves, revenge on the Lakers, and miraculously, revenge on the Wizards.
I know. In my head, I've named.
Just score 102 points. Not
Yeah,
56.
in my head, I've named yesterday or last game as the Thunder clapback.
There it is. There you go. There you go. All right.
Nice.
All right. They're all applauding. You can't tell.
I told that to Adam earlier, so that's why he's not impressed.
I got Harrison Witt in the building.
D-Line, you're rarely wrong about these things, but it's the permanent sub game. I mean, come on.
That's so true.
It's the permanent sub.
The PSG, dude.
Like, we know what it is.
I'm still laughing about it. You know what? I made the argument that Yoke's kickball thing is okay because it was more hilarious. But you know what? Now that we're 3 days into it, the permanent sub's pretty hilarious.
Permanent sub is going to
honest.
stick for a while,
I have a new ruling. Allowed. Too funny. I got D-Line Co here.
That's right, guys. Tonight's going to be the Wolves clapback.
It's going to be tough.
Really, the Thunder clapback's the only one that works. Listen, I'm ready for tonight, baby. I'm ready for tonight.
I'm glad you are. Hopefully the Nuggets are. And then rounding out the show, Superstar Dev.
It feels like the season just restarted.
It totally did.
It feels like good again.
Dude.
I actually got an email today that said Nuggets crack top 5. I was like, whoa, what happened here? And I know just like a week ago, things didn't feel like this. So it feels good to be back.
You know what, though? Tonight, to me, I mean, like, again, we saw the ceiling of the Nuggets this last game. They look great. Yeah. I'm into it. But I need more. It's not enough, is it?
Well,
I need a little more.
Of course, but you feel good about the direction. You're not ready to declare it. I'm ready to declare it. We're back. I don't care. We're back. We're back. It's back. They're back. All roads are going to ultimately lead to Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
But the rest of the fellas, dude, they're back. And so subsequently, I'm back. Let's go.
All right. Nuggets, Timberwolves, man. Always an exciting game. I should say always exciting to find out what happens, but often a blowout.
Yeah.
But it always is very tense. What do you got for us game notes-wise today?
Well, to your point, D-Line, Aaron Gordon is out tonight.
Yeah.
Was listed as doubtful, which I was a little surprised about. So it doesn't seem like he's actually that far off from returning.
Because next up it's questionable?
You got upgraded.
That's usually how it goes.
Bro, he's got to take some time off.
That's what I would think.
Trying to rush back, man.
You can't rush back. Like, there's no... That's we can't do that. We can't do that. He's got to be right. He's got to be right for the playoffs.
He knows his body.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But other than that...
I would say I know his body. I mean,
you do know his body really well.
I would say of the two of us, I've studied it more.
Other than that, everybody else good to go for Denver. All the regulars, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic were probable, but they are playing, of course. And yeah, they're ready to go. Same starting lineup for the Nuggets as well, with Russell Westbrook in there.
What do you make of that, by the way, fellas? Let's talk about this. They play one Julius Randle, who is one of the strongest power forwards, not even tallest or whatever, but strongest. And so now presumably Michael Porter will guard him?
This is where I was, I think, frustrated when it came to Russ with the starters. Because before they played them, the last time that they played, they were winning those games. It was against, sub 500 teams, but they had a good winning streak. And then when they lost this one, it was so blatant that they was just too big for them. And that's when I don't like that he plays in these big men matchups where it's Russell Westbrook, because I want them to match it with size. But last game showed that maybe he can match it, in different ways. So I am excited to see if they respond in the same way and if he comes in with the same mindset that he had. But I do think that it is going to be a challenge because Julius Randle, he's a bully. Like, he wants to use his strength every single time. He is going to use his size, and that's what he did the last time out, and it put them on the other side of the 8 ball.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert was questionable for Minnesota, but he is playing and starting. So they've got Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert in their starting lineup.
I really had hoped that they would start Zeke Naji, honestly, for defensive purposes against Julius Randle. I'm a little nervous about it too. I would suspect there'll be a lot of staggering, and I think the Nuggets found something like actually pretty serviceable, if not actually good, from a defensive standpoint with what they played in that Thunder game with Zeke and P. Watt and Christian, right, was it? And then Jamal, and who else was it?
What?
Pickett,
P. Watt, Zeke. And then it was different ones throughout the game. They had Jokic and Mike, and then they also had Jamal and Mike.
Right.
And but
like having those three guys out actually helped quite a bit defensively. So
yeah, for sure. I will say I'm interested tonight just in how both teams sort of adjust. So a couple things. One, in the last game, Denver found success trapping Shai Gilgeous-Alexander up at the top of the court.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is obviously an enormous part of their offense. I'm curious if Denver tries to go to that today. I will say one of the notes, Julius Randle passing the ball a lot better, though, or playmaking 4-on-3. They're kind of building their roster around that a little bit. So I'm curious, do you think Denver goes to that high trap today?
No, not if they really don't have to. I feel like they're going to try to come out and guard them straight up and then see what happens later on. Second half, maybe they adjust to that or something.
Just an aggressive yoke up at the level, rotations behind.
I think they go in with a pretty typical defensive game plan.
Okay, what do you think, Dev?
I think that Anthony Edwards is a different monster. Like SGA wants to score every single time, and that's how the Thunder are successful. When it comes to Anthony Edwards, while he's a good scorer, he's okay with passing the ball. Like he's gonna, like if somebody else has it going on, they're gonna
according to him, he's not.
They're gonna feed that player. Like there's a lot of times I feel like he's worked on his game of being the point guard this year. Like his ball handling, his passing is so much better than it was before. So it doesn't work the same way that it would, against other teams. But I do think that the Nuggets should throw it in at times just so that they can practice it, because that was the first time that we had seen it and it was very successful.
Yep.
You're going to need more reps of it. So I do think at times we'll see it, but I believe that they'll start with Christian Brown straight up, and then, like you said, that high, the defense from Jokic.
Yeah. Michael Malone did talk about guarding Anthony Edwards, who's averaging 27 points per game and 10 3-point attempts per game. I think there are only like 4 guys averaging 10-plus 3-point attempts per game. Sorry, 3. It's Curry, Tatum, and Anthony Edwards. And he's hitting 41% of those. So he's going to look to get up a lot of threes, and Michael Malone said a lot of those come off the bounce. Most of them do. So picking them up in transition and not letting him, pull up and step into that many threes is going to be a key, obviously.
What about the other direction? Do we think that the Wolves go to the Jokic rules, the Serbian squeeze?
Yeah.
Do you think that's something they try? I mean, they've schemed very wildly for Denver in the past.
Yeah, I think the difference is that Michael Malone rarely makes exotic, dynamic lineup and scheme changes during the regular season. He, generally speaking, will just play things straight up, and other coaches have shown that they will, like Dagnall, other teams
Mark.
that come in.
His name's Mark.
No, oh yes, yeah, nice work, Mark. Like Mark, or we've seen other teams like JJ and Mark using exotic schemes against Jokic in the regular season. Michael Malone typically doesn't do that, but I mean, I can imagine him just being like, "All right, we got to focus on this." But I agree, he'll probably just play it straight up.
The Wolves, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, but the Wolves want this, so I could see them.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Do you think that they'll go full on out?
I'm sorry, I forgot. I lost my train a little bit.
I rarely go to you first. I never again. Dev.
God damn it. Well, but I was using that to contrast against the Wolves.
Gotcha.
I think you gave the same answer 2 times in a row.
Harrison was looking at me in my eyeballs.
I was just using it to contrast what the Wolves do.
Got it.
Yeah, they'll do it.
You think they'll do it tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same thing as with Jokic on the other side. I do think that at times they will go to it. They have Naz Reid, who has had success there, and also they were one of the people that did that in the past, like with Karl Anthony Towns and not putting, Gobert on them the entire time. So I do think that they've been successful doing that. They're going to also get some practice in on doing that because this could possibly be a matchup. And we all know that Jokic is too much for Gobert. Like, I just really think that they're going to go away from that if they can at times. But you got to give Jokic different looks, and that's a different look that they could put, especially with Julius Randle, Nas Reed.
Yeah.
I just think yes.
There's one more Malone quote we got to get to. He was asked about Mark's permanent sub.
I love that this is staying alive.
Malone said, quote, "I guess what's the competitive edge with getting the ball from a ref and throwing it down the court? I don't know what they were doing, what they were trying to accomplish. It was a really weird situation. I think the referees finally had enough, and they told him to move. Never seen that before. But yeah, I mean, you never know each night what the game's going to bring, and number 15 has a way to figure out things pretty quickly. Very unique skill set that he has. Mentally, he's just 3 or 4 steps ahead of most people."
If you listen to the actual quote too, there was a little disdain in the voice.
Oh, he wants to go off.
There was a little of like, oh, this
Mark.
Malone's such an old school guy too.
Yeah,
and
dude,
he's these new age guys that come in with their schemes and stuff, and he's like,
not only
fight
that,
like a man.
And not only that, they like keep winning Coach of the Year over him.
Yeah.
Malone is definitely a get out here and fight, you Bob.
Absolutely, that's why I love him so much.
Guys, I feel like this game tonight is the biggest game on the calendar. And I know last one was big, but the fact that the Nuggets won that one was obviously important. But here's the deal. They lost them in Game 7 last year. They're 0-2 this year. The best they can do is now catch the last 2. They play them again on April 1st. So they have 2 more games. The first 2 were on the road. If you recall, the first loss, I think it was Game 5 of the year, Denver played them pretty tight, just couldn't pull it out at the end. But we felt good at it because Denver, first 4 games of the year, Denver didn't look good. That was the first one they looked like, all right, well, at least they fought, but it was a loss. Second one, they get blown out. And, we've seen this a little bit. It was 133-104 where, the Wolves get up for this game. Denver doesn't always get up for it. I think they're up for it tonight because I think that back-to-back against the Thunder sharpened them. It was like, okay, that's the level of play that it takes to beat the good teams. And I think Denver's one of these teams that when they get a string of those games in a row, they elevate their game. So tonight, another measuring stick game against a division rival. I just think this is a very, very important game, Wind.
Yeah. I wonder if that loss the first OKC game was a bit of a wake-up call, a bit of a time to refocus and just resharpen because they came out and looked like, a different team in that second game. And yeah, like tonight, you do wonder if they show up to play. But I have some confidence that they will just based on how they looked in that second OKC game. I really think they heard some of the noise and, some of the talk about Yoke, SGA after that first one, and they were pissed about it. And they were like, all right, like we're going to show them who we are. And they did in that game. But that just means you got to do it again tonight. And you have another great opportunity on national TV again.
Yeah.
Like this can be another massive. The funny thing is like they beat OKC, but it didn't feel like a statement game to anybody except us because nobody watched it. But tonight people are going to be watching again. So,
oh God, that's the worst for us.
This can be another massive statement.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's statement week, right? Like all of these games actually mean quite a bit. There's a lot on the line, not for anything real, but we're in narrative season, fellas. Like this is full narrative season. We need to establish Jokic's dominance again somehow. We need to make his worthiness of the MVP clear to people again. So it's a big deal. This is a big deal for that.
I mean, this is the team that eliminated you. Like every single time that you play them, it needs to be a game that you take serious. Like they ended your season. They and
we haven't beat them this year.
Everything on the track. Yeah, like on the tracks of like they're not good enough. And that was a opportunity to win another championship. So like this should be a game that you're pissed off about. And then again, you just added it. You haven't beat them this year. So now it's like a mental edge that you do not want them to have. I feel like the Nuggets are the better team. This year, especially with all those changes.
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves don't feel that because they have, beat you. They knocked you out and they keep going, this year. So they're going to try to bury you the entire time.
I just big, man. I just want to see Denver show up and get something big here. I want to see what Yoke's performance is like. By the way, you guys saw the haircut. Very trimmed up, ready to go. Is that
Wait,
before
hold on. Is this your haircut? Is this another time when you're quizzing us as to whether or not we noticed your haircut?
Nah, Dev notices. This is not a haircut.
yeah,
it was Yoke's haircut.
The Yoke.
There's
haircut.
also Harrison. Harrison got a haircut.
I did get a haircut. Thank you, D-Line.
See? I noticed it. We
Thank
just don't.
you, D-Line.
Adam always looks exactly the same. Jokic looks like he's got a competitive edge. I'm very excited for it. He looks like he is in his killer mode, and I cannot wait.
I know, I am.
You actually do have a bit of a killer for hire kind of look, to be honest.
A little all black. Sure. It does look like a very efficient killer. No, Yoke looks good. We were saying there's some aura.
Wait, was this this was not a real picture?
No,
That one is. There is a fake one that would have
The
around
fake one
too.
is so dope.
The fake one is
He
pretty
got
funny.
the fade. We go to the same barbershop,
okay.
probably.
I just don't even know on the internet anymore, man.
Yeah,
Dude, I'll be honest. When I saw this one too, I showed D-Line.
kinda
I was like,
looks fake,
It
right?
looks like AI. So I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know if that's the real Yoke, but apparently it is.
It is the real Jokic.
That's
yes.
the real Jokic.
We don't make
hilarious.
nearly as much of a deal out of the haircut games as we used to.
Because he proved it to not be true. It's like so many times.
We
in a
tried
row.
to hold on to it for as long as possible,
Well,
but it was just
feels
not
like
true.
it feels like an attitudinal switch by Nikola Jokic, generally speaking. But
Yeah.
he's a new man, so all bets are off.
Also, Anthony Edwards showed up in like dress pants and a collared shirt and a sweater. And John Krasinski, the beat reporter in Minnesota, said he's never seen Ant show up to a game not dressed in sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
Never. Like,
Never.
that's big.
He's trying to impress somebody, maybe.
I like it, the camera then goes on me. I've worn a sweatshirt and sweatpants for 90.
He usually looks like a slob and just
He looks like someone that's
trash.
He looks like an unprofessional guy that shows up for work like a bum. Yeah, I've worn sweatpants 90 out of the last 90 days.
Hey, man, it's working for you.
and Anthony Edwards, if we're being honest, works for him too. Real quick here, guys. I don't know if you've looked at the standings lately, but likely to be in the 6th seed, one of the Timberwolves or the Golden State Warriors. Likely to be in the 7th seed, the other of the Timberwolves or Golden State Warriors. Tough first round matchups. Meanwhile, likely to be in the 5 seed, one of Memphis or Houston. Is there a world where Denver looks at the standings and says, do I want a route that is Minnesota, the Lakers, and the Thunder? Or do I want a route that's Memphis and then the Thunder in the second round? Dev, is there any world where the 4 seed is actually better?
Yes, but then you can't play that way.
Not this early. This early.
Yeah, you have to win as many games as you could to be in control. Because the chips haven't fallen yet. There's going to be a lot of shuffling right now, and all these games do matter. But it is one of those things that I feel like the Nuggets could get in control, and you could start looking on the other side and say, maybe we sit a guy here, or maybe we're not pushing our guys for 40 minutes in this, or maybe they say we're going to push, because we want this seeding. I do think the Nuggets are I feel great with the 2 seed. I just feel like that's something that they should push for, get as many wins as possible, so you could just go on that other side, get home court advantage, which I feel matters for the Nuggets. But I do think it's one of those things that you could look at and say, we're in control to be able to control who we have.
Well, Michael Malone has shown no issue with gerrymandering the standings.
Loves it.
He kind of loves it. That's his.
That's his Mark moment.
It totally is.
No, that's his Mike moment.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Mike. And give me the Warriors. I want the Warriors. I believe very strongly the Nuggets would murder the Golden State Warriors.
They haven't gotten revenge on the Warriors. That's the reason I would want them.
Yeah,
because
they're
I
the
kinda
one
want,
team.
I just want Yoke to get, and the Nuggets in general, to get everyone that got them during this era.
Bring
so
it
the
on,
Warriors,
Yeah.
0-1.
I just want to hear the
back.
Draymond Green quotes after they lose to Jokic.
Dude, he already is fire for you. He's already,
know.
he's on record saying I think I can guard every center in the NBA. Well, maybe not Jokic.
Yeah.
It's hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You might be right.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But the Nuggets have an answer for everything the Warriors want to do.
Yeah, well, my point about this, the Warriors, I still think the Warriors are tough. You're talking about a team that has...
They are tough, but
You're talking
the
about
Nuggets are
Steph
tougher.
Curry, who does know how to get it done. He is a guy that can make shots that no matter what you did, you're just
Sure.
tonight he made him a bunch. Jimmy Butler's tough.
Rises to the occasion in the
To me,
playoffs,
that
too.
team is one that, especially in the first round, I think Denver beat them too. Denver always warms up through the playoff round.
Right.
I think that's a tougher one than, say, Memphis, who I think Denver would for sure murder. I'm just saying there's a pressure right now because we want to see the Nuggets play well. But there's this other thing where it's 2, 3, 4, honestly, I'm just not sure how much it's going to matter this season.
Yeah, and that's why I wonder if, they're obviously the 1 seed. That's been out of the question for a long time.
Yeah.
With this Gordon injury, maybe they do just take their foot off the gas a little bit. Not completely, but they're kind of, quote unquote, locked into like a top 4 seed pretty much.
Yeah.
Top 4 or 5. Like, no matter how good or bad they play the rest of the way, it's kind of all the same to me. I'd personally rather avoid the Warriors in round 1.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the Warriors are a team that could lose in round 1, but also they could wind up in the conference finals.
Yeah, totally. I just look at it again, and like I said, there's this pressure because you want the team to perform well and to be healthy and all these things. But I think there is a world where the first round, if you're the 2 seed, it's like, congrats. You got the Wolves, who I think is one of the toughest matchups.
I do not want the Wolves.
Yeah, well, tonight, after tonight, you'll say, you know what? Bring on the Wolves.
You know what? We'll see.
We'll find out after this game.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, and we'll see what happens. You guys feel like we're getting a win tonight? Man, look at our confidence. I love that we're beating our chest.
This is the time
after Monday. We're like,
you should go to D-Line
This is the time you do go to me first.
Oh, yeah, sorry. D-Line, do you think Nuggets going to win tonight?
No. Yes, dude, of course.
I think they can get the win tonight. Absolutely.
They're in their new era, dude. It's a new. You know what I'd say?
Seasonal depression is gone.
Is that a new chapter?
New chapter.
Are the post-seasonal depression Nuggets 1-0?
Yes, they are. Dude, we're in the postseason. This is old depression.
They get a win tonight?
Nuggets are going to win tonight.
Yes,
really?
They are.
Yes.
Well,
This man's the one betting on it.
They're on a 5-game win streak, by the way.
I like it. I like the Nuggets to play serious. I really do think that beating the Thunder does something for you. Like, I really think that you rally as a team to say, like, we're getting close to where we want to be. If you could pull off 2 wins like that in a row, and then you go through this whole statement week of just trying to, like, knock off different teams, I really do think you go into this playoff push to say, like, we're a team that can beat anybody. You beat Minnesota, you beat the Timberwolves. Who else are you looking at in the West? Like, you're like, okay, like, give me Golden State, give me, someone else. So I do think that that's important, especially with the Lakers on the horizon. So I think that let's take care of business in this one and try to get off of the momentum we just had.
Win, do you win on this?
Yeah, I think the momentum coming off the Thunder game can be a real thing.
I think so too.
I think that can be a real thing. That if things go a certain way, that's the win we'll look back at and say that was a turning point.
I would love that to be the case. Our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use the code DNVR365. Deposit $10, place a bet of $5, and get $150 in bonus bets. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Dev, let's make some money.
It's time to make some money. Nuggets come into this game as 2.5-point favorites.
Okay. Feels right.
I like it. I like it. The monkey is finally off their back. They got a marquee win that they needed. And I feel like you start to say, yeah, we're good enough to beat anybody. You just have to take care of business in this game. Slow down Anthony Edwards, who we know, like, he comes into Denver and he tries to take over, like, truly take over. So I think that this is one that they take personally. So I'm going to go Nuggets minus 2.5. I'm going to go over 233 in this game. I do think it's going to be a fast-paced game. In their last game, they put up like 140. And I mean both teams. Both teams put up like 140. So I do like the over in this game. Give me some buckets. On Minnesota's side of things, the player for them that's gotten a lot better since last year, which is a bit scary, is Jaden McDaniels. He can score now. He's a player that you have to guard. And if you put so much pressure on Anthony Edwards, he drops it off to him, and he knocks down threes as well. He's been playing exceptionally well. Give me over 13.5 points for McDaniels. Also like Julius Randle, but not for points. It's for the rebounds plus assists.
He's been assisting.
It's at 12.5. He's been assisting, which I think that when he got hurt, something must have clicked for him.
Yeah.
Like where they were like, hey, look how much better you could be if you got everyone else involved. And then also you have the bully ball moments. I just think that it makes him a weapon. He's going to use his mismatch size down low. And also I think that they'll throw up a couple of extra shots knowing that they have extra rebounders down there. So I like rebounds plus assists. On the Nuggets side, the part where you guys pay attention, For our threes bet, I'm going to start somewhere that I never start.
What?
Jokic 3-pointers.
Let's go!
Jokic 3-pointers.
Yeah, you're right. This might be a 10 attempts kind of night.
He's going to take a lot. I expect him to fire a few just to keep the defense honest.
Yep.
And then for them to not be able to pack the paint with their perimeter defenders, their interior defenders, their rim protectors. They're going to have to let him push out and take the 3-point shot. I think he knocks down a couple to get him started. It's only 1.5. Let me get that over. I do like Michael Porter Jr., but I like him for rebounds. They have finally caught up to the fact that we've been crushing them with the over rebounds.
Really?
Remember when they was getting on the assist? Remember when we found that glitch? Nope, it's the rebounds right now.
Just finding glitches.
It's at 7.5 right now, and I still like it. I think he still gets over. He's a good rebounder. It's time to face it. Good rebounder. What secretly happened that many people are not discussing, that I feel like should get a little bit more attention, Christian Brown has been passing.
Yeah.
He's been on the fast
He's also been scoring.
He's also, that's what I'm saying. He's dropping it off. He's passing. He's assisting. He's getting his assist numbers as of late. I like the rebounds plus assists. It's at 7.5.
All right.
Last game he had 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I think he could do a bit more of that. I like the rebounds plus assists. Westbrook assists as well. It's at 5.5. I really like how he played last game. He looks comfortable right now. He's getting to his spots, the shots that he wants. I like him right now. I'm sure he's going to press it a bit in this game, but that's okay. You're going to need some of that. For another Jokic bet, this one is awkward for me, but I do like it. Jokic over points plus assists. It's at 37.5. So I'm expecting them to do a lot of one-on-one defense early on. So I think he'll score early. And then they'll try to shift. That's when the assists come in. So just getting a little combination of the two. Or you could just score 40 points and we get it regardless. So I like the 37.5 points plus assists. I like Jamal to score. He just went crazy last game. And I think that this was a matchup that he looked at and said, hey, they got good defenders. They're going to slow me down. If you could get through the Thunder and be aggressive, you can definitely get
give
through
you some confidence.
Minnesota. Yeah, your confidence is going to be very high. Especially if you get back-to-back. If he gets back-to-back monster games against these perimeter defenders.
God, that would be so big.
We're going to fire it up. We're going to fire it up, Kel.
I'm going to fire it up.
I like
fire it up either way.
Our defensive bet is Brown, over 1.5 stocks. I think this is a big Christian Brown game.
Another Brown.
That is why our lock is Christian Brown over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
We're going to Browntown.
We're locking up.
To Browntown.
We are locking up Browntown.
Have we ever locked in Browntown for something?
No, dude.
We have never went to Browntown for the lock.
There has been, they previously did not have a locksmith in Browntown, but now.
Now things are open.
What was your second bet? Jokic threes, Brown points, rebounds, assists.
Yeah, Brown's rebounds and assists.
Browntown is so stupid. How did we make that a thing? It is so dumb.
I think it's actually very serious.
By the way, really quickly here, I like these bets tonight. First of all, this is what I love. Jalen Pickett is officially on the board with bets. He has made his way into the bet sheet.
He's on.
But somehow his 0.5 threes made minus 170. Horrible juice. Dude, they think he's locked to make a three. They must have
heard he's in the catch and shoot circle of trust.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think he's a lock to make 2 threes, so that's a tough one.
He's a lock to make one.
To make one. And then Peyton Watson.
Over 0.5.
Peyton Watson 0.5 threes at almost even money there. So take that with you, Will. I do think that they're going to be wide open a lot tonight.
That's a great point. They will be wide open.
They're going to get 3 or 4 of them. All right, we got some super chats.
Wilson, Emmett, back-to-back wins against the best team in the West. Then our personal kryptonite would really show this is a different team from the start of the year. That's really loud.
Man, they have the TV
Walter
so
Worthy.
loud.
Well, they can't
believe the fellas are missing the key of the game. Another CB Gobert posterization.
Oh, that is the key to the game.
Yeah.
Oh, he did say it was a big night for Browntown.
RWK. D-line, you hoping for another Jalen Pickett booty surprise? I know I am, and I bet Adam is too. Win, Dev, hope we get to see some P-Watt and Zeke on Ant.
We cannot do booty surprise, man.
Listen, I just repeated after I said it the one time, and I was like, that's not, I shouldn't have said
I'd
those
be
words
for a booty
together.
surprise tonight. well. Big name K.
That's a tough
The
that's
permanent
a tough sentence.
sub implies there's a permanent
That's that's somebody that definitely likes using the word glazed. That's
Bro, Ramona Shelburne said it on TV the other day.
She said glaze?
She's like, I know we've been
said
glazing. I can't remember who
Dude,
you're
it's
talking
so
about.
wild, too,
I
when,
was
like-
like, what are we doing, you
No,
guys?
because-
It's so wild when like skeet becomes something everyone just says, like, hey, skeet. And they're
But you
like,
gotta think, like,
jeez, man.
people that are talking about sports all day, they get the most. You guys are glazing, so there's like
For
it's
sure.
all you see
Yeah,
in your
yeah, yeah,
mentions.
yeah.
You don't
So it's
even
like,
think
Dude,
about
that's
it.
all anybody. Half the comments
You
are
don't
about
even like
glazing.
connect it to what it means, but it's rough.
So Ramona being like, we've all been up here glazing on the Lakers or something. I was like,
Yeah, she's like,
what?
well, yeah, you just put a cherry on top. It's like beautiful.
Nice. Go ahead.
Thank you. GGX Gang HQ, hoping for a big Peacock game. He has typically struggled with the Wolves. In 8-ball, we trust. I got bet on Peacock to make 1-3.
8-ball
Hell
corner
yeah.
pocket. 8-ball corner pocket.
Oh, there it is.
I didn't come up with that. 8-ball corner pocket.
I've heard that many times, yeah. A guy, a dog, a GoPro, DNVR is the GOAT.
Hell yeah.
You're the GOAT, bro.
Hell
Thank
yeah,
you, sir.
man. You're the GOAT for sending that.
A guy,
Everybody,
a dog, and a goat.
we're going to go downstairs and watch the Denver Nuggets fly from the DNVR
No,
Bar.
we're doing a watch along.
Oh, man, we're going to be right here in these chairs
We're doing
doing
a
a watch along.
every game.
That's
for here
right,
on out.
every game. We're
You
watching
can-
along.
you can
Watch along
get-
with us. We'll be
you
over
can
there
get
in 1
off, you can
second.
get
See
off.
you over
Don't
Did you
there.
say from here on out?
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing a watch along.
We're doing a watch along from here on out.
You don't have to do it.
We all silly like the mayor.